So let's get started. Our first brave storyteller, please help me welcome Daria Akers to the stage.
For years, I was afraid of people knowing the real me. See, in 2007, I was diagnosed with bipolar after a voluntary hospitalization. Bipolar is a mood disorder marked by periods of mania and depression. Symptoms of mania for me include racing thoughts. I often jump from topic to topic without even completing a sentence. I have delusions of grandeur, where I believe I am a famous religious figure, such as Gandhi or Jesus, and people will flock from around the world to come and listen to me. Sometimes I experience magical thinking, where I think every single thing is a sign from the universe, or I'm stuck in some real-life game. Suddenly, simple things like somebody scratching their nose, or music playing in the background, or a simple conversation has a deeper meaning that I just need to decrypt. I stopped sleeping, going for days on end before finally passing out from exhaustion. And through the whole thing, I believe I am completely fine. In 2010, even though I was taking my medication every single day and seeing both a psychiatrist and a therapist regularly, I had another manic episode. That episode spiraled out of control. It involved 3 commitment hearings, all of them which I was released from, an arrest, time spent in solitary confinement that led to psychosis with both auditory and visual hallucinations, 45 days in a state mental hospital, 2.5 hours away from my house, and a guilty plea. Basically, it sucked. However, after all of that, I was able to put my life back together. After completing 2 years of court-mandated outpatient psychiatric treatment, the charges against me were dropped. I got a full-time job, gave birth to my son while taking care of my special needs daughter, and was an active member of my community. Still, I was terrified that people would learn of my mental illness. Every once in a while, I would Google my name to see if there was something about my mental illness or my arrest. I even paid for a private background check to see what it said. Basically, no one outside of my family or close friends knew that I had a serious mental illness. But in 2015, I decided it was time to start talking about what happened to me. I began by writing an anonymous letter about my adventures in the judicial system to a major mental health blogger, which he ended up publishing. Then I attended a county commission meeting about law enforcement's interactions with people in mental health crises. After they heard my story, they asked me to join the commission. I didn't know what to say. If I did this, there would be no way to hide that I had a serious mental illness. I was so conflicted. I knew I had a lot of experience that could help, but I was worried about how the stigma of mental illness would affect my life. After discussing it with my husband, we agreed that this was something I had to do. I needed to speak for the people who couldn't speak for themselves. Since that time, I've become an advocate for people with mental illness. I now serve on the board of the department that provides mental health services to the county. I also share my lived experiences with law enforcement officers who are in a special training program to help deal with people who are in crisis. I want them to know that anyone at any time could have a serious mental illness. I could be their mother, their sister, their neighbor, or even their child. But with the correct treatment and the great support, it is possible to have a happy and successful life. Now, when you Google my name, the first result is not my resume. Instead, it's a TV interview about me returning to the jail to discuss my mental illness with the law enforcement officers. Yep, I'm not hiding anymore, and I couldn't be more proud.